Okay, hello everyone, Cheapness here. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Only started 20 minutes late this time instead of 30 last week, so improving. Today we're gonna play another game that I don't think I'm gonna review because it's so short and I can't really say too much good about it. The simulation game Crest. It's a god game with African inspired design, as you'll see. It has a lot of great ideas, but it does have some sticking points, and ultimately that's why I chose not to review it, but it should be good for a stream. Maybe I should give it another try. Yep. Because I'm streaming, I'll be forced to play it. The sticking points is more around longevity, as you'll see. It has these mechanics regarding writing doctrine for your followers, and then they can misinterpret it, and you indirectly control them. And that can be cool, but we'll see their sticking points. First of all, it randomly assigns what things you can tell them at first. And I'm guessing we're gonna be randomly assigned something I'm probably not gonna work with. So I'm gonna try and play until we die. So, but usually I would not do that. I would restart, but let's get into it. Okay, average difficulty. If you will change every other category into game difficulty. Animals. Okay, animals. This has a very it tries to emulate ecosystems accurately. So if you, for instance, attack too many of the poachers, then the other wildlife will get out of control, or these poachers can get out of control and eat all the meat you would prefer to harvest for your followers, leading to some issues with food availability. Resources is the original game balance of resources. Choose this if you want the original game experience. Okay, let's choose original. That's berries, and I think there's something called obsidian for temples. Islands, choose this original game balance of the islands. Choose this if you want the original game experience. Let's original everything. I want to see what advanced settings. Okay, we have antelope, ostrich, hyena, lion, hippo. See, where it takes place on the African savannah, which isn't the most common place for a game to take place, so that's nice. Maximum free violence. Okay. Yeah, everything's checked. Okay. Our game.
In the beginning, all was water. In this endless ocean, you awoke, alone. Slowly, many small worlds formed around you. Some hosted empty vessels that reminded you of yourself. You named them humans. They look to you for guidance and purpose. When you communicate with them, they only see a shadow of your true self. They take your words as their own. Their interpretations mold and reshape your form. They will redefine what is right and what is wrong. Your vessels are ready to take on the world. How they fare is up to you.
Lovely polygon graphical style, as you can see. This lion's mane is quite triangular. Getting your followers to believe in you is crucial in Crest. The more followers do that, the more influence you will have over them all. It's mirror my real life. I'm trying to gather your influence. Please don't follow me religiously. Welcome to a brand new world. It is nice to meet you with you again. See, this is incredibly cool. This is actually where I believe your followers go when they die. So it's kind of like the comedic best hits of how you let them die. They just wander about. We'll probably see a few minutes. Nice to meet with you again. Yes, it's been like 2 years since I've played this, so we're gonna have to play the tutorial. Of course, let us start with the basics. Stardew Stunner, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. We're playing Crest, the simulation slash god game, where you indirectly influence your followers. It's gonna be quite a hard experience, so I chose to play it and see how far we get. You are the god in this world, giving commandments to followers, guiding them towards survival. However, the followers have their own free will. They may or may not listen to you. So a big part of this game is that if they aren't cared for properly, it's more likely that they will misinterpret what you say to them. We'll see now. It's kind of like a building block system. You tell them to, like, for instance, kind of like a directional thing with berries, so that you would want that to mean dig up berries to eat them. But sometimes they can misinterpret it as throw berries into the ocean. Something like that. Oh, never heard of it, but I love god games. Yeah, it's not the most common genre anymore. I would love it if they re-released Black and White like they did Dungeon Keeper on Steam. Although that's probably gonna be a bit of a minefield, because that's Lionhead, technically, and not Bullfrog. However, the phones, they may or may not listen to you. Death in Crest is permanent, and your legacy will end when all your followers have died. That's one of the problems with trying to play this until an end, because while it can be brutal to build things up, it can be quite hard to actually for things to go so badly that everyone dies. Yeah. I was about to ask if you ever played Black and White. Yeah, but it was quite a while ago. I still have the physical copy of Black and White 2 that I played like a couple of years back. But there's always that one level, the second level, with when you start going up against the Japanese, where it's kind of desert and there's so few trees. And I'm too impatient. I always run out of trees, and they keep attacking you with catapults. So I never finished that game. Good old Peter Molyneux. I love his games. Yeah. Right now we are in Underworld. This is where your followers end up when they perish in the Overworld. Click on the Overworld. Let us go there and get you started. See a lovely African savannah inspired style. This is the Overworld where your followers reside. You can find information about the basic controls by clicking this information button. Okay, this is the game speed controls. There are several speed settings to choose from. Click this to see the next page of game controls. Rotation, elevation. Okay. Here we go. Commandments already. Let's take a look at our first island. Okay, hyenas, ostrich. Okay, gems, that's nice. Okay, your lions. Predators not too close by. Hippos. As you can see, before you give them the commandments, they sort of just do what they want. They kind of do that regardless. You know, yeah, the control in this game is very indirect. I said triangular lions. Okay, let us open up commands. And this is your main tool when communicating with your followers. It consists of words and verbs. To build a commandment, you need a condition, an action, and a target. Let's start with commanding your followers to produce food. Firstly, let us decide who we want to follow this commandment. One of the biome worlds in this is a great start. Savannah, desert, or jungle. Any word you place in the first slot will refer to followers who... Okay, so I guess followers were on savannah, desert, or jungle. And our suggested word by clicking or dragging it to the proper place. So, okay. Savannah. Followers living in the savannah. Okay, yes. When you hold your mouse over a word or put it in the first slot, borders will appear around city districts to show you which followers will be affected by your commandments. Okay, so for now, just these two hexagons, not even the third one because that's a bit more jungle. Secondly, let us decide what we want the followers to do. Produce is a good verb to start with. Add a verb to the component. Produce. Lastly, let us decide what we want them to produce. Okay, berries. When the condition, action, and target are chosen, all you need to do is proclaim the commandment. Pressing this sends it to your followers. Be careful, the commandments cannot be deleted. And I believe they cost a currency. Yes, it's 4 of whatever that is. I guess that's faith or something. Congratulations on creating your first commandment. Be patient, the effects of the commandments are not immediate. Writing a commandment costs 4 influence. Okay. This shows your available amount of influence. You gain influence over time. Well, that's an interesting system, yes. But, as we will see, it does have its shortcomings. Here you see a list of all your active commandments. Doctrine traits determine if a city likes or dislikes a commandment. Very cool music. Your doctrine consists of traits. These traits determine how your followers feel about your commandments. Green, they will like the commandment. That helps that need. If it's red, they will dislike your commandment. That helps that need. Yellow, they're indifferent. If they're gray, they don't have an opinion yet. Pay for needs. Write something they like, then it will increase the faith and they will listen more closely to you. Okay. Needs will decrease over time and your followers will try and fulfill their own needs, but they need your assistance as well. If certain needs become too low, your followers become frustrated and go on a frenzy in order to fulfill that need. More faithful cities, more faith we get. More indirect influence, or as direct as we can influence them, we will get. A calendar. Nature has a delicate balance in Crest. Your followers may upset that balance if you're not careful. I mean, last time I played this, I think I almost killed all of the antelope. There was nothing left for people to eat. If you work the land too much by planting berries, farming or founding too many cities, drought may become a problem. If animals are too prosperous, it can have negative effects on nature. Be aware, both herbivores and carnivores play their part in the circle of life. Circle of life. Water consumption. This will show you what in the world consumes water. When you complete the teaching, you can collect wisdom points that can be used in the Book of Learning. The wisdom points are vital to your progression of your civilization and the control you have over your followers. One of the problems I remember having, they randomly assign what you can do to you. It's not a direct follow on each other's skill tree, and that means sometimes you can start in a place where it's incredibly difficult to progress. For instance, like word old and word deaf. So I can tell someone, okay, only old people or only the dead can follow me. That isn't exactly the most. That Venn diagram, that doesn't include that many people under my control. There are 2 randomly generated trees called followers and animals, and biomes and resources. Each unlock costs 1 wisdom point. Pay attention to where the lines go between unlocks. Choosing one thing can prevent you from choosing other future unlocks. Okay. Alright, so extended storage, lush farms. After a rain period, farms give food passively to the city it belongs to. Okay, passively may help, because I think if it's passive, you don't actually overuse it. We only want the dead and dying. Yes. Word antelope. This word will enable you to hunt, feed, kill, and scare away antelopes. Okay, that can be useful. We can tell them, okay, hunt antelope. That's probably the most direct thing we can do. Because the thing is, I don't think we can make farms yet. So, having lush farms won't really help that much. Monument, the fertile. Okay, but that's for fertility. You want to be careful about how fast you expand, very much like in oxygen not included. You don't want to just let them overproduce. Not until you're ready, at least. The timeless unlocks the possibility to build this monument, triggers festival celebrations that give bonuses. Old followers don't age, no followers age, all followers grow younger. Okay, so if you have the timeless, everyone will go younger. Okay. I don't know if we'll actually be able to produce a monument in 2 hours. Gems, okay, that can be useful, but then we have to get extended storage or lush farms. Increased likes from faith command. See, I think there's a chance you can like get these tech tree that it starts like reversed. So we'll start with increased faith. Okay, I guess they probably have fail safes that at the very least you get a word. But that word is not going to be guaranteed to be helpful. Okay, word young. Ocean. This can be helpful, I believe, for fishing. And also if you want them to expand to other islands. So it's just, you can essentially go to ocean and then they might settle there. Or they may start to think, okay, maybe we can settle a new city. Word coast. Okay, coast. Gold. That's pretty late to get gold. Overfed. Okay, I guess that could be useful. Say, okay, if you're overfed, stop eating. You know. So it's strange to have your deity fat shame you. Hyena. Hungry. Okay, so that couldn't be useful. I guess only eat if you're hungry. Lion, hunt lions. Effective mining, resilient berries. Berry bushes consume less water during its growth. That could be very helpful. Surge. Small increase to all resource gains. Moderate increase. Or that's a very useful one, but monuments are very hard to produce. Faithful consumption. Faithful cities consume less water, very useful. Exceptional berry bush appears. Bold, this mega bush. This increased faith. volcanic. Volcanic grounds are where you will find obsidian. Animal handling. Pair of animals. Okay, fish. That is so late to get fish. We're gonna be able to get fish pretty much by the end. Okay, obsidian. Okay, that's fair enough. Obsidian is a late game thing. Farm. That's quite late for farm. I would have hoped at least mid-game. Interpretations of your commandments take longer because the followers have better memory. Oh, okay. Interpretations is when they automatically reinterpret what you say. So it makes them easier to control, I guess. When they're faithful, food will magically appear in the storage. Followers can mine overgrown mines in the dung jungle. Okay. Right. Exterminating a species on an island will give a great faith boost to the cities on that island. Okay. Destroyer of Future will be happy about it. Zookeeper. When every animal is present on an island, every animal will yield more fruit when hunted. Okay, good. Alright, alright. Let's see if we can... These are a lot of things to be on the screen. Okay. Dang, you would think it would be some kind of standardized order of these. Yes, this game has mixed reviews on Steam, and I'm guessing that's one of the reasons. It has so much going for it, but it's unfortunately one of those so close and yet so far situations. Alright, let's see what I can do. Animal loving results in some new baby animals. Okay. Complete 2 practical teachings. Stand the test of time, survive at least 2 cycles. Dangerous animals, kill 5 lions, hyenas or hippos. That's gonna be a while for us to do that. Build a city on the coast. Alright. Boy, that's gonna be really hard. Alright, alright. Okay, let's get stuck in. They're dancing a bit. I'm assuming that's courtship. Okay. Free will, they're sort of just doing what they want at this moment. Get that antelope. Right. Okay, food supply. We're praising antelopes because we want to interact with each other. But we're spending time with... Okay, that... that changed in between, so okay, they're not praising the antelopes. Okay. Oh no, they are. We're praising ostriches because of our beliefs. Well, what's not to like about an ostrich? When they're in casual mode, they have a robe and an afro. Otherwise, they have these more hunting, hunt accessible pieces of clothing and hairstyle. Ah. Orbis fancy, is that feathers on the back? Okay. Okay, gathering a berry bush on their own. Okay. Hippos, berry bushes. Right. Come back down to me in the underworld. Okay. Did someone already die? You now have the basic knowledge to get by in Crest. I will teach you about more features as they happen. You can learn more about most features by clicking information buttons. There's still a lot more to look forward to, such as city relations, monuments, festivals, and exploring. The books, the benefits of the books of learning. You can come down here and visit me anytime. Now go forth, create the religion that you want. your followers have. Okay. Let us see. This is the bottom island. Later on, we can expand to this island that has some volcanic terrain. And also volcanic terrain here. They make sure that the starting island doesn't have volcanic terrain so that you can't just get obsidian from the start. You have to expand. Beach balloon with the text free will on it means that the follower is doing what they want to do. And by having more children and followers in the city, more food in their storage is needed for them to survive. It also means that the city will consume more water from its vicinity. Things. Okay, went back into the chronicler. Return. Okay. One faithful city. Okay, there's water. Okay. Already taking quite a bit of water, even though there aren't that many people. Okay, I can rename it, but I like the name Lizard Hollow. Okay. Let us see if I can... A follower spread a story. Produce was associated with praise. I'm tired of working all the time. I want to keep praising the small things in life. Okay, is that why they're praising the animals? Right. This may become detrimental if they spend more of their time praising than working to ensure their survival. We're heading home because we're tired. We want to trade wealth, but we cannot find suitable trade partner. Okay, you need at least one extra city to do that. Alright, let us see if I can actually... what words do we have? Desert, savanna, jungle, berries. Metal, ostrich, earth, hippo. I don't want to go that in depth yet. I don't want to spy on my followers yet. We're hunting easy game because we're starving. We're just living our lives. Okay. Okay. Right. Produce. Consume. Migrate. Don't produce. Consume. Migrate. Destroy. Distribute. Praise. Alright, let's play quite by the seat of our pants here. Okay, this is near the gems. So maybe if I tell them people in the savannah. Okay, they're gathering berries because I told them to gather berries. Okay, savannah. Okay. Followers living in the savannah migrate to Is that a good idea though? There isn't really much for them to eat there. Migrate towards the hippos. Also not a good idea. Go into the jaws of this predator. Okay, I'll click on the construction site. In order to enable your city to go larger, you need to unlock city districts. That will allow more followers to live in the city. Start with 3 districts available and 3 that you can unlock. A city will have a maximum of 6 districts. Certain requirements needs to be fulfilled before district can be built. be built and a follower can move in. The requirements get progressively harder. The followers will construct districts on their own when the requirements are fulfilled and the follower is ready to move on. Okay. Once more. First, expertise. So I guess the only thing necessary for this first district produces time. I guess. Alright, okay, back to, okay, so either go towards the metal or go towards the jungle. Migrate into the belly of the beast. Alright, I'm sorry, let me see. This one thing is in the, okay, belly of a lion. Although, maybe we can do that eventually. Maybe I should just do that for the content, because I don't like this base city. I think I might want to try and restart during this first stream. Did you... I already know that. I don't want to rename them. Okay. So... Gold. Maybe if we let them go to the hippos, but then they're gonna overuse that berry bush. Okay, these hippos, that's near gems. Lions. Okay, there's a lot of game here. Maybe that was a joke, but maybe okay. I'm gonna follow your lead. Migrate to where? Okay, wait. We don't have the word for lion yet. Okay. Okay. So it's either ostrich, hippo, or metal. Okay, let's go to metal because I think they're supposed to trade with one another. Misfortune, withering berries. Berries are going bad for some reason. It's replenished. Animal loving results in some new baby animals. Influence was replenished. Your new commandments was like all cities. Okay, good reception. Migrate to the metal. Your new commandment was liked by all cities. So click on. Okay, I'm just gonna name a follower so that this will stop. City. All right. Okay. Ah, okay. They migrated. All right, good on them. We're hunting easy game because the food storage is running low. Okay, it seems like there might be a fishing village nearby, so that's good. Maybe they will automatically catch fish if they need it. If you have a stable food source near your city, you may want to tell your followers to plant berry bushes. They can only be planted in the jungle though. Be warned though, berry bushes drain water from the island and could cause drought if you're not careful. Followers spread the story. The distribute verb is used for planting berries, but the berry word as the target. Okay. Yeah, made an association. Okay, so if they misinterpret your stuff in a detrimental way, you can spend 20 influence and they'll forget all the stuff about it. Okay, I was hunting antelopes when I came to the conclusion that the savannah is a great place to relax. How is the savannah a great place to relax? There's lions there. And most of the antelope are near lions. Plus the antelopes can kick you. City close enough to the ocean. They will build a harbor, enabling fishing and trade across the ocean. Okay, that's good. And I think I unlocked, yes, build a city on the coast. Like 2 wisdom points. Virtual. Okay, I can buy something. Okay. Deaf antelope. This music is very good. It's nice mix of the whimsy and, you know, supernatural god game with, you know, African inspiration, but also a very serious epic tone, synthy a bit. Strange to think a synth can fit in here. They did it very well, you know. The city does a certain action. A lot of times they become more experienced. They get an expertise, giving them a bonus when performing a particular task. I'll do this. A lot of prompts here. Different experience, 2 different expertise. The more stars they have, the bigger the bonus. To get more stars, the bowlers need to hone their craft and spend metal to upgrade the expertise building. Okay, so they will trade the metal amongst themselves too, I'm guessing. Expertise buildings have 5 tiers, and its current tier is visible by the stars. Each level needs to be upgraded using metal. Followers will upgrade it automatically if metal is available to them in the city. So we actually did a good thing by expanding to metal. Oh, they're already trading because they wanted to, yes. That ox has massive horns. I'm guessing they're selling their metal. Here, I have this pouch. I have this pouch. Let's trade. Yeah, this music is great. Oh. Expertise buildings have 5 tiers. Okay, yes, I already read that. Gives a bonus when farming. Granary bonus. Alright, that's good. Hopefully a farm will actually be nearby. How's the water looking? Okay, water consumption. But this is only telling who's taking the water. It doesn't really tell me how much, you know, how much of it in total is left. These lines will show you how cities feel about each other. The colors of the lines lets you see how they feel about each other at a glance. They can actually go to war, I believe. The detailed information about the relationship, click the face icon above the lines. Cities do not necessarily have the same feelings about each other. Here you can swap with which city you are looking at. War inclination will decrease when a city likes or loves the other, while it will increase when a city dislikes or hates each other. Alliance inclination will decrease when a city dislikes or hates each other. It will increase when a city likes or loves the other. So if you're not careful, you can actually let people go to war. In the history you can see things that change each city's opinions of each other. Okay, they have the, you know, the obligatory kind of like Civ, you know, we're automatically inclined to dislike you doing a certain thing, thus we won't like each other, you know. We have different commandment views. We have similar doctrine traits, okay. Okay, leaf dunes. Water. What is diplomacy? They feel about indifferent about each other. More dancing. I bet that dance makes people popular. I mean, that led to birth. Only I could dance like that, and that leads to a positive dating outcome. Okay, they automatically... I seen they did something. Did they fish? Okay, they're mining. World overview. Okay, okay, the city is independent. Right. High metal. That the food outcome. What do they need? We're picking berries because we crave a surplus of resources. Okay, let's try what they say. Followers who live close to berries. Okay, no. Followers. Followers in the jungle. I think they said distribute. You can counter some of the water consumption via terraforming. To tell your followers to terraform, use the produce verb and one of these biome words to target desert, savanna, or jungle. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have to do that immediately. Okay. Followers living in the desert. Produce. Produce. Jungle. Okay. And if we do that, we can then tell them to plant berry bushes so that they will have food nearby as well. Okay. Lizard Hollow liked it. What are you building? So they have construction expertise and mining expertise. Okay, mining expertise good because they have the metal nearby, so that makes sense. Young was associated with jungle. I was taking care of the young when I heard that the jungle can be a dangerous place. Okay, good. Okay, that's good parenting. What do they need? And they're just spending time with one another. Okay, I have to make this place more faithful. And I guess the way I do that is by... Okay, they have enough sustenance. Okay, what would they like? Maybe I can just write a doctrine or something that they will like. But they don't have opinions yet. Trusting never initiates wars. It's seen as a negative, but I guess that's only... like, maybe you should at least have the ability to make them kill each other if they're too much. Which is a very grim thing. Okay, they have not yet formed opinions on most things, so I guess we're gonna have to wait a bit. Have they formed cautious? Ordered to establish relationships with other cities, but they seem to be liking each other. They're effective, fertile. healthy. Eats right, so they eat berries instead of, you know, just antelope meat. This seems to be in balance. Last time, I don't know if you were here, like I just mentioned, like the lions were eating them all. Sometimes the minimap will display short video clips. These are events that happen during the playthrough. Okay. Some of these events are called fortunes or misfortunes. These events will affect your playthrough, forcing you to adapt to potential changes. Fortunes and misfortunes are most often bad for you, but they can also be good. These events can be prevented, and they will happen regardless of what can't be prevented, and will happen regardless of what you do. Finished. Misfortune is misfortune. Ravenous animals. Herbivores are confused and they can't stop eating. Okay, all right. So this is why they're angry. They're angry and they can't stop eating. Okay. Okay. They will start terraforming once they start to like me, but they will only start to like me once they start forming opinions. Okay. Complete 2 practical teachings. Stand the test of time and survive at least 2 cycles. That's good. Kill 5 lions, hyenas, or hippos. What does the lightning bolt icon on animals mean? That was an event. It seems to be over now. Temporarily, an event that just happened was ravenous herbivores. That I guess they eat more and decrease the amount of foliage at a faster rate, so you lose water. So that's just something that happens that can make your run a bit, your playthrough a bit harder, you know. Adding a bit of the random to make things difficult, I guess. Okay. Oh, I didn't buy anything yet. Okay. Gems. Faith from like commands +5, metal harvesting +8%. Maybe I should get this way for the passive benefits. Build speed, faith from like commandments, metal harvesting. Okay, but first antelope, because you know, so I can tell them hunt antelope. Okay, old antelope. Is there something I like here before I just go to below? Death. Lush Farms. Gems. Monuments require gems to be upgraded. Let's increase the faith we get. I hope. I'm just playing it really fast and loose here. So we have new words. Okay, maybe we should already set about getting a new city. Okay, I could tell people here to go to the gems. Okay, that's gold. Okay, followers in the savannah. Migrate to where there are gems. Surplus and esteem. Okay, they like it for those reasons. I mean, because if it's gonna take that long for them to actually develop opinions about stuff, you know, then I should make the cities soon if I need them. I was wandering the savannah when I came to the conclusion that the desert is even hotter than before. Wait, what? Does that have an impact in any way? Associations. Okay, so they just told me, okay, the follower went, wow, this desert's hot. Unless that's telling me the water's decreasing, climate change is happening. But I think it's pretty much what it used to be. Okay. Any opinions yet? Worldly. Being social satisfies social need more than usual. Okay, so if I could get that socialize word, I could tell them to socialize and they would like me more for that reason and be more willing to follow me. Okay, they're upgrading their mining capacity. Bonus ore, so I... Can these... Okay, it's finite. Right, that's gonna be a problem eventually, so that's why they have to terraform. Okay, killing antelopes. Commandment has been interpreted into something else. When a commandment has been changed, it will have a yellow border. Commandment's energy will decrease over time. If there are appropriate associated words, each time energy decreases, there is a chance that it will be interpreted into something else. Commandment is forgotten when its energy is completely depleted. Followers living in the desert praise the jungle. I mean, they can praise the jungle. It's fine. How much of this is left? Not none, but I guess maybe they can get some from it because of their expertise. Frustrations trigger when certain cities' needs have been ignored for too long. If the social surplus esteem or safety need is too low, your followers can become frustrated and do stupid things. You can find out more about each specific frustration by clicking the information button in the city overview tab. Surplus frustration. We're building a gold mine because we desperately need a surplus of resources. Okay, they're angry because I didn't tell them to dig for gold. One of your followers have died. They joined the underworld and will reside there forever. Ancestors will tell you how they died, and sometimes they give hints on how to avoid deaths of their type in the future. Okay, let's go visit. Let's contact the dead. They will stand in a queue waiting for you to hear them out. Click them to see what they have to say. I had a good life, and I owe you for allowing me to live as long as I did. I died in my sleep of old age. With your great power, you could probably have made me immortal, but I guess being here is fine too. Well, technically, if that monument, the Timeless Monument was upgraded, they actually would have become younger, so... It's kind of a nice system. They'll just wander around there, and they will look different depending on how they died. So it's like they might glow or something. Praising the jungle. Okay, food supply is fine. Less food gathered from berries and farms. Right, but what doctrines do they like? I have enough sustenance, I guess. Faith expand. I can't tell where what I'm looking for is. Yeah. Alright, they're building our new city. Oh no, they're just mining because they're frustrated. I guess that's good. Less mouths to feed. They don't have much of what they need. Is there a way to tell them to trade for metal? Or maybe just to get them on side, I will... Okay, they're completely faithful, so I don't have to do anything for them. What do they need? They need a social... Nation manifested. Followers living in the desert migrate to where there are gems. Okay, that's good, because it was the savannah. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Ooh, okay, things are getting dry here. Good thing they're not too... You know, they're not too, plentiful. Okay, now, I have to tell them to do this now. Okay, people in the desert. Wait, now that doctrine should be applicable to them, too. Old was associated with overfed. I started to feel older when I recognized that everyone eats too much. What? Is this gonna get, like, you know, let's cannibalize the old? They're not productive anymore, so don't let them have the food? Hopefully... needs... I think we can have a maximum of 6 cities, maybe? Good, they fish. They're undecided. Okay. I'm a little bit stuck here. Good that they can still get metal. Ah, okay, another person died. See how they died. Oh, old age again. I was old when I died. My life was made easier when we all work together, and when I am gone, the younger generation will give my city what it needs to grow stronger. So that's good. I haven't started starving or anything. Raising the jungle because it is God's will. You can see they're reinterpreted. They're self-sufficient, they are not growing too much. But I need to expand in some way. Okay, they're expanding, but I guess it's because they have all that metal. But they need to socialize. Is there anything I can do to get more wisdom points? That's easy. Wrong tab. Teachings. Spiritual. Okay. Alright. Okay, have them dig for metal. Or, no, okay, have people who reside in the savannah get gems because that's what they want. Okay, yes, people who reside in the savannah produce hippos. Produce hippos. Well, I guess you can help them to, you know, you can be like nature game farmers or something. Okay. Lose gems. They will like that. Well, at least they're gonna be indifferent towards it. Okay, and what is? Okay, and maybe I'll just let them have go for gold too. People in Savannah produce. What? I don't have the word for gold yet. What do they need? Safety. Safety. Ooh, okay, I need to scare off some animals. Okay, okay. People living... Okay, they're not particularly scared. Okay, oh, okay. Hunt lions, hunt... Okay, I don't have the word for lions. Alright, okay. Okay, is there like a word for protect? Maybe I can go get around this with some wordplay. Followers living in the savannah destroy. Okay, no. Tribute, praise, migrate, consume. Okay, this does not look good. Okay. Oh, here are more words. Then destroy, then distribute, and praise. create war, create alliance, trade, don't create war, don't create alliance, don't trade. Ugh. Okay, well, let's say people in the desert. Trade with people in the desert. They're gonna be indifferent to that. But it's good for their esteem, so okay, let's just tell them to do it. Hopefully that's not a waste of faith. Okay, they really need... They're irritated at each other and their neighbors. Okay, let's look at the diplomacy. Ooh, okay, ooh. Okay, they're... Ooh. Is it mutual? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, Lizard Hollow. Don't war. Don't war. Don't war. Don't war. Don't war. Don't create war. People in the desert. Okay, they have more savannah than desert. People in the desert, don't create war with cities in the desert. Okay, everyone liked that. Okay, so at the very least, they're not warlike. They don't want the war. Okay, good. That was close. That was really close. Probably need to socialize a bit more, but we don't have that access to that word. Desert was associated with jungle. I was wandering the desert when my parents told me that the jungle can be a dangerous place. Okay, sound advice. Right. Okay, finally they liked one of the things I had to say. Okay. Pencils. Fortune-friendly neighbors. Word has spread that having good relations with other cities is helpful. Oh yes. War is a chore, after all. Okay, they have high war because, like, they have so much metal to do. Okay, alright, they... Okay, they're back to being indifferent to one another. Ooh. Okay, what will they like? Traits. We just like gathering and eating food. What have they interpreted now? Followers living in the savannah praise gems. Well, who doesn't like gem squash? Never initiates wars. Dead gains are reduced. Greedy. We like amassing riches and gathering resources. Okay, okay, so maybe if I just tell them to do what they already do, they will like me. Okay, people in the desert. Produce metal. Oh, they will both dislike it? Alright, okay, I won't do it then. They still hate them. They are heckling us. Okay, what thoughts are having now? We're not safe. What should we do? We're reproducing because we want to feel safe. Okay. This is a very one-sided hatred. Okay, what happened? Maybe they can now produce the jungle. Produce jungle. Who just likes that? They don't want to live in the jungle? Okay, what about if we produce savanna? Okay, they're indifferent to it. Alright. Produce savanna. Oh, what now? Followers living in the savannah praise James. Condition is about to be interpreted into something else. I really hope they don't interpret. Let's kill each other. You know. Fish. Put there, fish. Maybe I should consider traveling to a different place. Gems was associated with old. I was searching for gems when my friend showed me that everyone gets old. Well, you know, nothing's as old as a gem. Okay, are they developing at least? Well, they need more surplus for that. They've got more than enough gems, but they need more metal. Okay, maybe I can tell them to distribute. People in the desert distribute metal. Oh, they both like this commandment. I guess they want to be more social. Are you faithful yet? Okay, now they will actually listen to what I say. People in the desert. Oh, well, I don't have to do that. They're gonna produce savanna. They're gonna produce savanna. Okay, you are going to get gems. We want to trade wealth, but we can't find a suitable trading partner. Okay, maybe they need another trading partner. Okay, let us. And it can be quite hard to actually, you know, achieve the things you need to unlock more wisdom points. So I can't even buy the next step of, you know, the word I need. And then there are so many steps I have to take in between. Alright, yeah, maybe I can tell the people in the desert to move to the gems. And then they will have another trading partner. Okay. People in gems, or people in the desert migrate to where there are gems. Both of them like that idea, because that would lead to surplus and esteem. Okay. You guys are just going off on your own plan now. Followers living in the desert trade with cities in the jungle. Okay, yes, I want that. Followers living in the desert praise gems. You can do that. That's not productive, but alright. Okay, they're upgrading the metal expertise building. They're gonna be real good miners. These are farmers. Gives benefit farming. These are builders. Okay. 7 influence replenished. Alright. A little angry. They do not feel safe because there are hyenas, I guess. But why are you walking so casually beyond them? Did that thing change or something? Winds of cultivation. Some nice berry seeds. Some nice berry seeds are coming in with western wind. Right, nice. How's the water situation looking? It's retaining fine enough. All these lions. They are the main threat. Sorry I held on to that look. You know, that's better for the short I'm gonna make. Yeah, how can I... Ooh, okay. They're gonna have to... Okay, people living in the savannah. Juice, berries. Okay, they dislike that. I'm guessing because they're hungry. Migrate was associated with don't distribute. Okay, have they become xenophobic? I'm tired of moving from place to place. I'd rather stop sharing things with others. Okay, if they like me enough, I will do this. Okay, then I will just tell them to, I don't know, because I can tell them to destroy an animal, but I think they might get a bit too far, and I'm not sure if they will actually eat the meat. I think that's more to scare them away and increase the security. Spiritual teachings. What are spiritual teachings? Oh, okay, these two. Alright. Buy safety, have a city, amass a fortune through acquiring gems and gold. Buying. Okay. Okay, alright, guys. Like, people in the savannah. Go mine. Okay, do they want? I don't have the word for gold. I often have trouble with my words. I often have trouble finding the words. It's better. Okay, someone died. Oh, more of it. Okay. Killed by follower. Oh. I have to compliment you. I grew old and happily accepted death's embrace. Thanks to me, my city will become more prosperous. There are not many people that can say that. Okay? How did you guys die? When my friends attacked me, I thought I might be able to escape, but after putting up a fight, I succumbed to my wounds. Followers can be cruel sometimes. I didn't know that you were killing each other. Got a stick in your head? There are more efficient ways of killing someone. I mean, there's even a stick in the leg. They just stab each other with a branch? I do hope you weren't the one that told people to kill me. But even if it was, I forgive you. So courteous. It's hard to believe that people like that could have friction with one another. Okay. This is a very lumbering game because it's very hard to, you know, expand in any way. Do you need food? You need everything. Okay, okay, people, oh, okay, maybe spelling it out like this would help. Okay, people in the desert trade, where's the trade? Praise. Trade. Metal. Followers living in the desert trade with cities that have metal. No, followers on the city. Your followers have built a new city. Where? Oh, at least it's far away. And, okay, they have a harbor so they can fish. Okay, it's good. They at least have someone else to trade with. And they're closer to the gold. Oh, you know. Calls those friends. Oh, this friendship does not have friends inside. Maybe he was culling them, you know. It really... he was like, okay, I know we're gonna starve. It's really best if I kill you now. It's the friend thing to do. Okay, people... people... Followers who live close to metal trade with cities that have metals. In different... trade with people in the savannah. Lizard Hollow will like that. They don't particularly care for it. Some situations, dangerous animals close to your city could become a danger to followers. You could get them to scare dangerous animals away by writing a commandment. Using the distribute verb and then an animal type as the target will tell your followers to scare those types of animals away. But I don't... The only predator's word I know is hippo. And hippos aren't a danger to me. Huh. Okay. People in the desert trade with those in the savannah. So, okay, they will go to the center at least. Ooh, okay, this has collapsed. I'm guessing their population. Yeah. They need socialization, but like... Okay. Oh, wait. People in the desert produce... Produce children. Alright. Finally. Okay. Lizard Hollow will like that. Why wouldn't you like... Okay, because they had a bit of a population climb. Okay. Okay. Right, then I won't do it. They want socialization, not necessarily, you know... Okay, they want socialization more than a population increase, I guess. Okay. How can I trick them into being friends? Ah, wait, praise. People living in the desert praise the newly born. Interpreted commandments. Jungle was associated with death. I was wandering the jungle when someone told me that death surrounds us. Okay. They really they're going wild with these praise berries. Praise Chuck Berry. Wait, I got something. I have a city with high safety. Oh, okay. Can I get something? Something useful. Uh, hmm. I don't really want a monument yet. But I need socialize. Okay, the timeless. Let's unlock the timeless. Select a city. Mastery. You can see what you need to do to be able to build a monument. The city needs to be faithful for an amount of time. Then they will build it as soon as they're able. Okay. Okay. Each city can only have one single monument, and it can never change. When your followers are ready to build a monument, they will randomly choose one from the monuments that you have unlocked in the Book of Learning. Okay. Wait, I got another thing. Dedicated. Have two cities who hate at least one other city at the same time. Oh, okay. I have to... Oh. Okay. Socialize. Socialize. Okay. Feed animal cost. Let's get young, and I got a lot of wisdom points. Maybe I should get metal harvesting. Pay from like commandments +5. Okay, alright. Okay. People in the desert should socialize. And then they should produce. Followers living in the desert. Okay, but they want... Okay, praise... Okay, just socialize. And I'll have people in Savannah produce socialize too. That's a nice game, nice game. Thank you, Dexter09. Thank you for joining us. You are maybe the 4th ever person to join one of my chats, so thank you for joining us. How are you doing? Yes, we are playing Crest, the indirect god game, where people can interpret your instructions incorrectly. Okay, followers living in the savannah start socializing, so they will also start socializing, and it would balance it out. Yes, they are faithful. They are faithful. Okay. Okay, this is collapsing. Okay, ooh. Okay, that went badly. Alright, people who live in the savannah, migrate to the desert. They're gonna be indifferent about that because they're already in the desert. Okay, what? Maybe I shouldn't do that yet. Maybe that will be fine. Yeah. You're welcome. Happy to support. Thank you very much. I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. Glad to have. How are you doing? I'm doing very well. I'm getting the hang of streaming, I think. This is my 4th ever stream, I think. I stream on Saturdays from 10 o'clock to 12 usually. I'm a bit late this time. I'm GMT. On Monday mornings, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock GMT. And on alternating Wednesdays, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock GMT, like today. Other time, alternating Wednesdays, because the other Wednesday I have a YouTube review that goes out, and I don't want the algorithm to interrupt one another. Do you think? By the way, stay hydrated, my friend. Drink some water. Sound cool. I'm trying. Yes, I'm a bit parched, but the stream is about half an hour from done. Then I'll take a drink. Thanks for the support. Good to know. I will try to support your upcoming streams more. thanks if you can. Whatever you can do and are able to do, don't put yourself out. I'm glad you're even watching it all. I'm also on YouTube, where I actually started out doing YouTube reviews, and there will be a lot of shorts posting there, condensing them. And one of the main reasons I started streaming was so that I can, because I got more growth from shorts, so that I can condense these streams into shorts. So hopefully that will work too. Okay, this village is dead. Okay. Ugh. Do they still hate each other? Yes. Just don't hate each other. Like, thanks. Okay. This playthrough went alright. Not too many people died. Okay, died from old age. Like to see it. Thank you for greeting me here. It was because of you that I managed to live until I got old. Yeah. I graciously accept you telling me how magnanimous I am. Yeah, we haven't seen someone die from this. I wish I would have fed the antelopes more often. Then we could have something to hunt, and it would have helped my people when our food ran out. Maybe then I wouldn't have starved to death. Sorry, for a long time you had sustenance. You know? The entire village just starved to death. I just finished my some pending sketches. Oh, cool. I had a bit of an artistic streak at some point, but you know, yeah, I used to buy old pieces of furniture from pawn shops to upcycle, but I would like glue mosaics to them. Very weird thing to do. I stopped doing it because people didn't really buy them, but I managed to sell one piece on Facebook Marketplace, so technically, I am a professional artist. I'll turn this into a short with some like calming music and just like put them in a slideshow. I have pics of them. I think some of them were pretty good. This one was my worst. I'll put that one there, and then like, you know, this one was my best, I think. Mediterranean village. But some of the stuff I made was just weird. The first one I made was kind of like, it was like a multi-tiered table. Up top, it was like a ship, a Viking ship at sea, and then there was like a mermaid on the rocks. And then below, it showed the ship sank with treasure, and then an octopus with 8 eyes, you know. Strange no one bought that. You play on PC, right? Yes. Okay, this is a new death. They died plant-related, it seems. They got sprouted like in Grim Fandango. Hippos like the jungle, so stay away from it if you want to know what's best for you. I didn't, and look where that got me. It killed me. Okay, I actually have the word for hippos, so I can tell them scare off the hippos. But if only one person dying to hippo is fine, you know. Is there any food here? I feel empty. Dying of starvation is not a nice way to go. Maybe you should tell the others to plant more berries for food. You need to do something. Okay, yes, I was trying to balance the water. I died of starvation. It was a tough time when the food ran out in our storage. I wish we had prepared better. If my people would have had the knowledge to get farms, then food would have been easier to come by. Instead, we didn't have any other choice but to starve. We're playing I actually mentioned Don't Starve earlier this stream. I guess we're playing the opposite of Don't Starve. Starve. Are there any people left? No, they're all dead. Okay, maybe I should tell people to migrate to the desert. Okay, Okay, followers migrate to the desert. They're indifferent to it. They like it, I guess. One of your cities has been raised. Your followers can rebuild it as long as the nameplate is still there. When it vanishes, they can't rebuild it any longer. Oh well. To build a civilization, you gotta crack a few eggs. Eggs in this scenario being peoples with wants and dreams. Socialize was associated with hungry. I was talking with my neighbor when I came to the conclusion that food was becoming a problem. Alright. Migrate. Let's do it. Are you faithful? Yes. Are you guys faithful? Sort of. You're dead. You will produce Fed Village, hopefully. What do you need? Okay, socialization's fine. Okay, they need offspring, so... Huh. Let's tell the people in the savannah to distribute berries. They like that. They're indifferent to it because they don't have opinions yet. Stab that antelope. They're anti-antelope. City was rebuilt. Leaf Dunes was rebuilt. Okay, cool. Okay, they need offspring. People in the desert. Produce. Okay, don't produce death. Don't produce death. They're trading with one another again. Who dislikes fat? They dislike it. Oh, okay, they just migrated. Okay, okay, they're starting to produce. Okay, what have you interpreted now? Followers living in the jungle praise berries. They're very nice. Followers living in the jungle, desert, trade with cities in the desert. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. They're doing real well now that they've rebuilt things. Okay. Followers living in the savannah produce. Why don't you like that? Like, okay, maybe if I say jungle. Okay, they also dislike it. Huh? What are you, anti-natalists? Okay, another person died. How did you die? Starvation again. I left the world starving and came here starving. Will I feel like this forever? Life in the afterlife isn't fair. Okay. And someone died of old age. In all my cycles, old age got to me. I saw many things, but I wish I had experienced more festivals. I hope future generations will. Okay, maybe I was harsh in saying this game might be a bit bad, or it has sticking points, but if you get to grips with them, it's fine. It's not the most, it's not a game with the most longevity. It's very deflating when you get that scenario where, the antelope overproduce and eat all the grass, and then you're left with nothing. If you grow at a fair pace, not too fast, it'll be fine. Ooh, okay, there used to be a lot more predators. Okay, although, is it really a problem if there aren't lions? Look at this death. Okay, wait. Did I... Okay, maybe we should... Okay. People who live in the savannah, be nature conservationists. People who live in savannah, distribute... antelopes... Okay, not scare off. Create an alliance with cities close to antelopes. I thought like they would interpret it, you know, as okay, we're gonna help the antelope thrive, or at the very least for humor. Hey, antelope, let's sign a treaty. You know, like that would have been nice. Here they have antelopes? No. Praise antelopes. Followers living in savannah praise antelopes. Hate is like everything. What? Okay. Praise the antelopes. We need antelopes. I forgot they gave a prompt how you're supposed to increase the population of an animal group, but I forgot. Dedicated people, spiritual. Raise one of your cities accidentally. Complete 2 spiritual teachings. Okay. Word ocean. Okay, let's use the word ocean, so that maybe we can have them migrate towards a different island. Okay, feed animal cost -12. Hunting metal costs -10%. Overfed. Okay. Alright, now we have a lot more doctrines to play with here. Okay, okay, what are we gonna do? Okay, how are people looking for socialization? They're social enough. People in the savannah should breed. Okay, people in savannah produce birth. Okay, people in the desert. I was hunting antelopes when my parents told me that the ocean is vast. Well, yes, it is. Okay, okay, people in the desert. Trade. People in the savannah. Or okay, people in the savannah. Trade with people in the desert. Okay, they're indifferent to that too. Okay. People in the desert trade with people in the desert? Indifferent, I guess. Okay, people in the desert. Okay, trading. Okay, they're good at trading. Good. Okay, people. What do you like then? Okay. Children decrease stamina. Greedy. Make more profitable trades. Okay, maybe just tell the people near metal to produce metal. They hate that. They like it because they don't. Okay, so they don't want to work? Okay. How am I supposed to make them happy? Produce birth. Okay, what else? What else? Oh wait, people in Savannah. They're technically in the Savannah. People in the Savannah. Children? Oh, you just hate everything. How? You... Okay. Wait. People living in the desert. Yeah. People living in the desert. Terraform surrounding Savannah. Okay, they're indifferent towards it. Let's do that, because that's just more reliable. We retain more water. We'll be able to plant some berries. Okay, how long has this been going on? We're almost coming up on time to call it, I think. I'll go on for about 10 more minutes. So, let me get, I like to get a short review for shorts. What I think about this game. Okay. This is Crest, the indirect god game, with, it has an African-inspired design style. That's very nice. Afros, lovely. Hyenas, ostriches, those triangular lions I mentioned. It looks good. The only visual issue I have with it, really, is that sometimes, you know, it can be a bit too big on, like, empty polygonal space. That's fine. This area is actually fine. It can do weird stuff like this long, hilly rod. I think it's there to ensure there's, like, something for followers to go around. And the volcanic area sometimes can look a bit grungy, but all in all, it looks quite nice. I like the polygonal look. And the music is great. It's African, it does have some African influences, but it has some synthy additions that sound surprisingly, you know, in keeping with tone, you know. It sounds industrious, you know, mystical, in keeping with the God game. Is that a djembe? I think that's what it remembers. I can't really remember my 6th grade arts and culture class. Gameplay-wise, it still does have sticking points. For instance, you know, these stories come to me, and usually they don't have that much of an effect on me. I was finishing up my 6th meal of the day when someone told me that the best place to live is close to the coast. Okay, decadent people who can afford to eat live on the beach, I suppose. You know, this doesn't really have that much of an impact. Sometimes I guess it will have bad consequences if their needs aren't met. So it's like, okay, if their needs aren't met, they're gonna interpret something like distribute to people with metal, with go to war with people with metal, you know. So if that was a bit, if that impacted me a bit more, that would have been nice. And the indirect gameplay is nice. It's a great concept, but and unlike I said at the start, it's not that bad that you start with a randomized skill tree, because they give you enough to work with. There are probably going to be runs where you start with words that just aren't going to help you. There isn't enough, you know, to work with. But usually, I think you can make a go with it. We made a go with it. Because they give you enough to work with. It would just be slow. And this is a slow burn game, you know. Don't get it if you're not into that kind of gameplay. Okay. What else? It can be hard balancing things, but if you progress at a slow pace, it'll be fine. So maybe the mixed reviews are a bit harsh, but I definitely understand why they're here. I played for 4 hours before I did this 2-hour stream, and really, I was disenchanted with it. I did not complete it. In fact, I don't think you can complete it. The only goal, it seems, is to expand, and that's not really the goal. It doesn't tell you expand, because it's not like it's a goal to go to the other islands. You can go to the other islands if you want to. So, you know, eventually you're gonna get bored and not that far into the gameplay. But this is a unique thing, worth your time, I think, worth giving a try, you know, because you can get it for quite cheap. I don't think the full price is that much, you know, and you on sale, it's a good thing. So, you know, it's worth giving a go. Just be aware it does have, you know, unrefinements. One of your cities has built a monument. Ooh, that's a nice way to end the stream. It's a big rock attached to another big rock. Apparently, this ancient African civilization, or, well, medieval African civilization, apparently they're from the 70s, if they're doing that, you know? Okay, let's see what the monument does. Okay, festival is being celebrated. What is the monument? Oh yes, this is the one that old followers don't age. So at the very least, no one here, or does it apply to all the cities? I don't know. But no one here is gonna die of old age. So I guess this is Cocoon Village, which is fitting. It was built by it's Lizard Hot. This city is Lizard Hollow, you know, place of the lizard people. I mean, that is a look. That, like, you know, that feathered mantle. Okay, I think I'm gonna sign off, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining. This has been the Cheapness. Focusing on affordable gaming. You know, thank you for joining the stream.